Welcome to Kaiju 101 with yours truly, Professor Kaiju. What? We're talking about a trailer that just dropped like 2-3 weeks ago? And I'm not uploading this like a day before the movie comes out? It's actually relevant. We're talking about Kong Skull Island. So Comic-Con a couple weeks ago, trailer for Kong Skull Island dropped. It's a new King Kong movie. I've been hearing it. It's been out there a couple times on the interwebs. Something's going on with it. Finally got a trailer for it. It looks good. This looks more like an action-based movie than, say, original King Kong and some of the remakes of it where there's like, Beauty and the Beast, Beauty kills the Beast sort of deal. It seems like it's more or less a bit of mankind versus nature. So we go into the movie, we see there's just supposed to be apparently, it's just supposed to be we drop these people in here, we go in here for a simple mission, but it's never a simple mission. It's never that. Got army groups going in there, and of course, what seems like researchers or people with cameras and everything seems smooth and nice until a palm tree comes flying at one of the helicopters and takes them down. And then Samuel L. Jackson's character is like, "You better tell me what you haven't told me, or you're dead." And you don't play with Samuel L. Jackson, okay? You don't play. He don't play. And then John Goodman's like, your monsters existed before man. We aren't the real rulers of this earth. There used to be creatures, amazing monsters, and blah, blah, blah. I've been trying to prove this monster for years and stuff, that monsters exist. And when he says that, I feel like I want to stop and be like, John Goodman, are you talking about your performance in 10 Cloverfield Lane? Because you're a monster. You're a monster, John Goodman. You're a monster. You are scary. Seriously. He's scary. Anyway, so after all that, there's a quick shot at one point of this like spindly, crazy tall, what looks like a huge spindly leg spider climbing across them as they're in a forest. Walking past them in a forest, not climbing, whatever. Walking over them in a forest. And you just keep going, and then you see natives. We see giant bloody handprint on the side of the canyon. Of course, denoting that this is King Kong's turf. More just crazy looks, people fighting, attacking, and then Samuel L. Jackson proclaiming, like, we will show that we are king. Man is king. Around here. Of course, making the reference to King Kong, making a little name drop, and then King Kong just... There's like at least two good scenes when they start showing and you start kind of seeing King Kong in the distance, and you can only see like up to, they cut away kind of quick as you start seeing just his size, but it doesn't really get the effect until one part where it looks like there's two soldiers or wherever, one's on top of the other with like a knife, and they seem to be fighting for their lives. Don't know what happened, inner conflicts, whatever. People are probably like, oh, we need to study this creature. And the other ones are like, are you crazy? This thing's going to kill us. And then Kong just rises over the cliff they're kind of on. Oh my God. It was so majestic, so fear-inspiring, so enormous. Like, freaking enormous. So, we've got this cast. Brie Larson, Tom Hiddleston, Samuel Jackson, John Goodman. Very interesting cast. And we also see that it's directed by Legendary. Those who don't know, Legendary has released word some time ago that they want to do a new King Kong versus Godzilla. Now, from Legendary's last Godzilla, they had a slate for about 2018 originally, which I was like, oh, that's cool. And they pushed it back to 2019 for the second Godzilla. And I was like, oh, man, but they are solid on a 2020 Godzilla versus King Kong. King Kong versus Godzilla. Who's get top billing? I don't know. It's probably Godzilla. I kind of hope it's Godzilla, but if King Kong does, whatever. It would almost make more sense to switch their names so technically they don't have to take the same name as King Kong versus Godzilla like the first movie. But then again, we have 3 movies now that are called Godzilla. I think technically 4 if you include the first Godzilla reboot that Japan did in 1984? I think it was 1984. 1984, 1985. I think that one actually was technically called Godzilla, but then they called it like Return of Godzilla. Anyway, King Kong vs. Godzilla. 2020. So King Kong, as we can see, is enormous. They buff up his size so he can match Godzilla. It looks, though, that he's not as big as Godzilla. I believe that Legendary's Godzilla is like 102 meters, around there, 110, give or take a story or so. And this King Kong doesn't look as big. Of course, he doesn't have to be on par. He doesn't have to be like inch per inch, pound per pound as big as Godzilla. And honestly, I think King Kong being a little smaller than Godzilla makes sense. Maybe him being more versatile, fighting Godzilla or whatnot, being a bit scrappier, being like more maneuverable past Godzilla, because Godzilla's got girth, he's big, he's enormous. Legendary's version, have you seen those thighs? He's got some pretty big thighs. I mean, probably breaks Thigh Master when he goes to the gym. God help us all when he goes to the gym. Probably just like racking weights probably causes earthquakes. Anyway. So, it looks good. So it's like a nice, good action movie. And I've read a couple places, I've read online. So, I don't know if it's confirmed or not because I haven't seen anything recent. It's supposed to take place in around the 1970s, 1980s. I think it's the 1970s. So this is a little later than the original King Kong. As we can see, technology, there's different, we got helicopters, we got all that stuff over there. I guess I have a couple concerns. One, that it's an action movie. Now, I like the look of it, but the fact is you can still mess it up being an action movie. I'm concerned. From the trailers, I like the look of the people. They seem interesting. You got Samuel L. Jackson and John Goodman. That right there is really cool. Tom Hiddleston. It's pretty good. But I thought the same thing of 2014 Godzilla. Sorely disappointed with that. I guess it could be the biggest problem is how much screen time Kong's going to get in reference to the actors, in comparison to the actors, contrast to the actors, whatever to the actors. If they take up so much time, are they going to be interesting? Is the human story going to be able to push the entire movie? Because if we're focusing on the people a lot, we got to actually be invested in them. Okay? Because eventually I'll get to it. But let me just say, there's only one real actor in 2014 Godzilla, and the rest of them were cardboard cutouts. Cardboard cutouts that Bryan Cranston acted around. I don't want another 2014 Godzilla. This King Kong has potential. I just hope they haven't. I hope they've learned from what happened with Godzilla. If you're focusing on people, if people are in this movie, which, you gotta follow a human story, they gotta be interesting, man. I gotta care if they die. I mean, seriously, there wasn't like a single person in 2014 Godzilla that I cared if they got murdered, got shot in the street, Main character Brody, played by crap Johnson. I knew his name. Whatever. Kick ass. That guy. I just didn't care, man. I just didn't care. I hope this movie. I hope this movie blows over Godzilla a bit. I hope they learn from it so that way too Godzilla 2, while it takes some time, learns from it. Maybe King Kong is more successful and the second Godzilla movie is even better because they've learned not to tease Godzilla as much. That's a lot of speculation. We're just talking about this trailer, but it's a lot of talk about other movies. I want to succeed, man. This is a lot of different kaiju. We've had Godzilla, two legendaries. We've got a new Japanese Godzilla, and I don't know if there's a possibility, since I haven't seen it and I haven't read anything on it because I don't want to. I just want to see the movie. I don't want to know anything about it yet. That there could potentially be more. I know before there was a Japanese trailer for a Gamera movie. New Gamera movie. I randomly saw something for an Ultraman thing. I think it was a movie. And now we got King Kong and King Kong vs. Godzilla. Godzilla 2. Godzilla 2 Electric Boogaloo. I mean, seriously. It's like a resurgence of Kaiju. Yeah, it's really cool. It's really awesome. So, those are my thoughts on the trailer. Hopefully it's good. I want it to be good. I want this to be successful. I want people to be back into giant monster movies. I mean, they've gone by the wayside. Last thing we really had big over here before Godzilla was Pacific Rim, and I wish they had done better. Wish we had Pacific Rim 2. Well, hey, get what you get. You can take what you get. Get what you take. I'm tired. Anyway, those are my thoughts on the trailer. I hope you enjoyed them, and I hope I didn't sound like a laughing buffoon. Blubbering buffoon. So, tell me how you feel. Leave a comment. Tell me if you agree, disagree, any other points you may have. Or tell me to go away. I mean, I'm seriously not, but I mean, it would mean a lot to me for you to let me know if you hate me or not. I'm cool either way. So, thanks for watching. I'll see you at some point.